It's a very real and disturbing problem here in the Bay Area. We're talking about child sex trafficking tonight. Jameson Euler is going in depth on an issue that most of you probably don't realize is even happening. Jameson?
Yeah, this is some troubling news that we uncovered, Linda. The I-4 corridor between here in Tampa and Orlando is one of the hottest spots in the country to sell children for sex. And it's happening to young girls who are educated and come from good homes. We should warn you, what you're about to hear may not be suitable if you have young ones in the room. The story you are about to hear comes from the girl next door in Clearwater.
I always kept telling myself, if this could happen to me, God, I wonder how many people this has happened to.
A good student and good daughter, Crystal was close to her father, but at age 15, as her dad was passing away from a terminal illness, a status update on her MySpace page brought a new friend into her life, a Tampa woman who said she was 18.
I ended up hanging out with this person. She seemed cool, like she would take me to the hospital, she would drop me off, we'd hang out, we'd go to the beach, just like a normal friend.
But when her father died, the Department of Children and Families came for Crystal, and she went running to her new friend, hiding out in a house in one of Tampa's rougher neighborhoods. And then that new friend had Crystal right where she wanted her.
I went to go call my brother, and she knocked the phone out of my hand and punched me in my face.
Beaten repeatedly and frightened, the woman, who later turned out to be 31 years old, threatened to call DCF if Crystal tried to run. Only in 9th grade, Crystal says she was driven north to Atlantic City, New Jersey, and a rundown duplex led to a basement with dirty mattresses on the floor and other young girls.
How old were those girls in the basement?
They were like 13, 14. We never really were allowed to talk to each other because the guys would always tell us that we needed to just shut up.
Just one day before her 16th birthday, Crystal was sold for the first time for $600. Still a virgin, she was tied up as a man negotiated with her trafficker.
He was like asking her really weird stuff, like if he could smack me, if he could choke me.
FBI Special Agent Greg Christopher leads Tampa's Innocence Lost Task Force. In just 5 years, he has helped rescue more than 100 children in the Bay Area who are being sold for sex, either out of seedy Tampa motels or openly on websites like Backpage.com.
We're talking about kids in and out of foster homes, group homes that are recruited, but we also have victims that come from stable families.
Christopher says minors who are sex trafficked are groomed, many even brainwashed by the physical and sexual abuse. He says the girls he rescues are just a fraction of how many kids are out there hiding in the Bay Area's dark underworld that people don't want to know exists.
Some of our cases, we have had victims that the cases were called as child abductions. I mean, kids were literally snatched up and abducted and forced into prostitution.
For Crystal, one final escape attempt in New Jersey was successful. 6 years later, she counsels some of the Bay Area girls that Special Agent Greg Christopher helps rescue. But some days her mind goes back to the girls in that basement in Atlantic City.
I always wondered if they either escaped or if they were alive.
And when young girls are rescued, they're placed in foster homes, but often flee and go back to their traffickers. Experts say it's because these girls are not receiving the proper long-term trauma care they need. So tonight at 11, we're going to show you, despite Florida talking tough when it comes to children and stopping sex trafficking, some say the state is actually getting in the way of needed help. Again, that's tonight at 11. Linda?
Thank you.